All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack a pretty interesting topic from traditional wellness, herbal remedies for something our source material calls kidney deficiency.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever just feel completely wiped out all the time? Or, are you that person whose hands and feet are always freezing, no matter what? Well, these things might feel random, but what if they're connected?
The source material we're looking at today points to a traditional explanation for these feelings, a concept called kidney deficiency. Now, it's really important to get this straight. This has nothing to do with your kidneys in the way modern medicine talks about them. It's a term from traditional practice that describes a whole pattern of symptoms.
So, what on earth does kidney deficiency actually mean in this context? Let's break it down.
Our source defines it as a condition marked by a specific group of symptoms, things like that fatigue we mentioned, nagging lower back pain, and those cold hands and feet. Think of it as a traditional label for a cluster of signs your body might be showing.
Okay, let's get a little more specific. How would you even recognize this? Well, our source gives us a pretty clear list of common symptoms to look for.
So our source gives us a kind of checklist, and it goes beyond just feeling tired or having a sore back. It includes stuff you might not think to connect, like having to get up a lot to pee at night, or a weak libido, even tinnitus, that ringing in your ears. The key idea here is that these aren't seen as separate problems, but as part of one single underlying pattern.
So now that we've kind of outlined the problem, at least as our source sees it, let's look at the solution it puts forward, and that's an ancient herbal remedy. The text actually names a specific formula, the Shu Di Huang pill. It's a classic recipe, and its whole purpose is to nourish something called kidney yin. You can kind of think of yin as the body's cooling, moisturizing, and calming energy. So the goal of this remedy is to build that vital energy back up. All right, so what's actually in this thing? Let's decode the recipe that our source lays out for us. You can see right here just how precise this is. It's not just a handful of herbs, it's a specific formula. You've got 6 ingredients with Rehmannia glutinosa, or Shu Di Huang, as the main player at 16 grams. The key here is the balance. Every single ingredient has a specific job and is measured exactly, kind of like a really complex baking recipe. And how do you prepare it? Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. You just combine all those herbs and water, you boil it all down until it's reduced to about 1 bowl of liquid, and then the instruction is to drink that twice a day. It's a simple process of concentrating all the good stuff from the herbs. Okay, so you go through the trouble of preparing this remedy, but what is it supposed to actually do? Let's take a look at the intended effects according to our source text. This is where it all clicks into place. On one side, you've got the problems we talked about, the fatigue, the night urination, dizziness, and on the other side, you've got the intended effect, nourishing that kidney yin we mentioned, which in turn is meant to reduce those very symptoms. It's presented as a direct cause and effect solution. So here's the big takeaway. The crucial point is that this whole approach isn't about just putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms. From the perspective of our source, the entire philosophy is about getting to the root of the problem, that underlying imbalance, that kidney yin deficiency. The idea is, if you fix the root cause, the symptoms take care of themselves. And that brings us to the end of our look into this source material. It really leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? What other ancient remedies like this, with these incredibly long histories, might deserve a fresh, modern look? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me today.